Welcome to the Childcare Director's Chair, the podcast for bold educators who are ready to lead, grow, and shake things up in early childhood education. Whether you're a teacher eyeing that lead role, a lead stepping into leadership, or a center owner dreaming big, this is your space to grow with purpose and leave your mark. Hosted by heart-centered leadership coach Erica Sacoccio, each episode brings you real talk, actionable tools, and a contagious laugh or two, all designed to help you step into your next level with confidence. So pour your coffee, pop in those earbuds, and take your seat, because your leadership journey starts right now in the Childcare Director's Chair.
Hello, welcome, my friends, to the Childcare Director's Chair podcast. It is Erica here, and let me tell you, TGIF, if you have had a day recently where you feel like overwhelmed and stressed, that might be just because we're saying one word too many times, and that word is yes. But before we get into today's episode, I do want to say shout out to my people in Atlanta, Georgia, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Springfield, Massachusetts, Murray, Kentucky, Low, Massachusetts, Dallas, Texas, Ashbourne, Virginia, Los Angeles, California, Tempe, Arizona, and my hometown, Providence, Rhode Island. Well, I really live in Warwick, but as the airport calls it, Warwick is Providence and Providence is Warwick as you land into TF Green. For those of you who are flying in for the Early Childhood Conference, don't get nervous when you fly in and think you're flying into Warwick. You are, but they're going to say, welcome to Providence, Rhode Island. So you did not get on the wrong airplane. Anyway, so I'll get to it. I know I'm rambling again. So, I have to tell you, I've said yes a lot recently, and I've got to really put myself back in check, which is why I decided to do today's topic. Early childhood educators, let's tell the truth. Our job doesn't just stop when the kids leave. We're planning, we're supporting families, we're covering classrooms, we're solving problems before they even land on the desk. And still, we're expected to hold it all together with patience and grace. Like we're never expected to lose it. We're never expected to stress, right? I think it's harder than most people realize. And I think what makes it even harder in our field is that people just don't understand the mental load that we carry. Not just, managing classrooms or a center, but managing emotions. And it isn't just the kids' emotions. Sometimes it's the staff emotions. Sometimes you feel like their mom, their friend, their counselor, their boss, their mentor. It's a lot. It's a lot. And compliance, that's changing every minute. I know in Rhode Island, we've got more and more changes with how we do DHS billing and how we enter our staff files into rises. And it feels like it's all happening at the same time. It's a lot. So I know those daily surprises can really shift your entire day in seconds. And the truth is, most people don't talk about it, and we keep saying yes. We say yes to everything. And when we do, we slowly start having a hard time, right? Saying yes is really saying no to your own peace. I guess that's the way I'll put it. Your leadership and your passion for this work. And it's really important that we don't do that. And if you're a childcare director, that pressure, it doesn't just add up, it multiplies times like factor of 10. I know you're probably shaking your head in your car right now going, girl, tell the truth, preach. And, so we're going to do that here because we are very honest and transparent on this show. And when that yes becomes a trap, because saying yes, it feels like we're being responsible and it feels like we're being helpful and it feels like leadership. And in our settings, especially, there's also this often unspoken expectation that good leaders are always available, that they're always flexible, and they're always willing to step into, whatever everybody needs every second, all of the time. And over time, that constant yes turns into overload. You stop leading with intention and you start reacting to whatever's loudest, the newest, the most urgent. Instead of shaping the direction of the center, you become the person who absorbs every issue that comes on in. And that's where the burnout begins. Not from the one big thing, but from the 1,000 small agreements you made without space to breathe. And eventually your capacity doesn't match your responsibility. And let me tell you, I live this, guys. That gap is where that exhaustion lies. So here are 5 signs you might be saying yes too much as a childcare director. Number 1, you're the go-to for everything. Every issue, you're small, ends up on your desk or ringing your cell phone. And it's just not leadership. That's overload. That often means your team has learned that the fastest path is not problem solving, but problem passing. Over time, this creates a system where you become the default answer for everything, for everyone. Instead of building independence in your staff, you unintentionally become the center of every decision, which limits both your growth and theirs. Tip number 2, I would say, is your day is constant reactive. Reactive mode. You start your morning with a plan, maybe even a list. And by the time you've checked your email or walked into the building, the day is already shifted. Emergencies, questions, interruptions, they take over before you can even ground yourself. And the challenge here is not just about being busy. It's about losing control of your time. When your schedule is dictated entirely by reactions, you stop operating as a leader and you start operating as a responder. Now, raise your hand if you're guilty of it. I know mine is up a little bit. I've been getting better at it. But it is something, especially when you've done it for such a long time, to get really sucked back into, and you have to be aware of it. Number 3 is you feel guilty when you say no. Even when your schedule is overflowing, you still have the strong internal pressure to help, to fix, to step in. And that guilt, well, that often sounds like, if I don't do it, who will? Or they're already overwhelmed. Or I can't say no. But guilt-driven leadership is dangerous because it removes those boundaries. And then you become, so used to just saying no with letting people down. And even when you are saying yes, it's actually breaking you down. That's not good, guys. And number 4, you're doing the work of others or doing the work others could handle instead of you. You find yourself stepping into the classroom or handling administrative details or solving minor issues that others on the team are more than capable of managing. And at first you feel like, oh, I'm pretty efficient, right? Or it's just faster if you do it yourself. But over time, it becomes a habit that quietly drains you and your energy and prevents your team from growing. It depends on you. Nothing truly scales without you. And that's really honestly just not sustainable. And number 5, you're exhausted, but you're never caught up. You're working all day, responding constantly, staying late, and still finish the day feeling like you didn't finish anything or not enough. And that ongoing sense of being behind is one of the clearest signs your workload is unbalanced. You see, the key issue isn't effort, it's capacity. You can be fully committed and still be overwhelmed. I know it's true. And if you have too many responsibilities that are all landing in one place without a system, without delegation, without boundaries, you're in trouble. So, how do we start saying no without losing leadership? Well, the first shift is learning to pause. Instead of immediately answering every request with yes, give yourself permission to say, let me check my schedule, I'll get back to you. That pause is powerful because it breaks the automatic response cycle. It also creates a space for intentionality, leadership instead of reactive decision-making. And the second shift is reframing what no really means. No is not rejection. It's direction. It's you deciding what actually aligns with your role, your center, and your capacity. Every yes should support your mission, not drain your ability to lead it. And finally, delegation has become a non-negotiable. If someone on your team can handle a task 70, 80% as well as you can, well, that's not a weakness. It's an opportunity for growth. And leadership is not doing everything. It's developing others to do more. Sorry about that. So, guys, again, I'd love to highlight the Early Education Empowerment Conference, something that is really important and something that's going to help you with your day-to-day stress, your growth as a leader. So if you live in Rhode Island, Mass, or Connecticut, and you're an early childhood educator and you're not planning to attend the Early Education Empowerment Conference, I need you to hear this clearly. You are missing a pivotal moment for your professional growth. This is not just another training, workshop, conference. This is a space where early childhood educators come together to reset, to refocus, and reconnect with why they started in the field in the first place. It's where overwhelmed becomes empowered and where isolation turns into community. So join us on May 9th at the Crown Plaza in Warwick, Rhode Island. Again, it's really not Providence, it's really Warwick. And here's the part you can't ignore. Ticket sales close April 27th. Once that window closes, it's gone. No extensions, no exceptions, because me and my team are working really, really hard to bring the best event, and we'll need those final weeks to get everything finalized, get those name badges, get your bags, your swag bag stuffed, and all the fun logistics behind the conference, which that should be a podcast on its own. So if you're feeling stretched too thin or disconnected from your purpose, this is your moment to step into a room that refills you. And I know many of you are burnt out. Also, I wanted to mention, I love my friends at Thompson Insurance. Our episode is sponsored by Thompson Insurance. They're one of our sponsors for the Early Education Empowerment Conference. You can count on them for your home, for your business, for your life, because the work that you do deserves protection in every part of your world. Whether it's safeguarding your center, your family, your future, having coverage that you can trust really matters more than ever. So that's it, guys. Closing note, you cannot lead an early childhood program, support families and care for children well if you're constantly running on empty. Leadership in this field requires heart, but it also requires boundaries that protect that heart from burnout. So every yes that you give carries a cost. And the strongest leaders are not the ones who say yes to everything. They're the ones who choose wisely to protect their energy. They stay focused on what truly matters. And sometimes the most powerful leadership move that you can make is learning to say no. And when that yes you say is the yes to yourself. So keep showing up for everyone else, but make sure you show up for yourself first. That's it for today. As always, have a great day.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Childcare Director's Chair, where we believe leaders aren't born, they're grown. If something sparked for you today, share it, shout it out, or pass it along to the next bold changemaker in childcare. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with Erica Sakosio for more real talk leadership tools and a whole lot of inspiration. Until next time, lead with heart, grow with fire, and always remember, the chair is yours. Now own it.